Lock is a virtual escape room of sorts. It's a tiny island populated with uncompromising riddles, clues hinting at four-letter words, and an eerie narrative told by a robotic voice via speakers placed throughout an unassuming building that's actually a non-Euclidean dream space. Lock is also one of the best games I've ever played, and probably the best puzzle game I've ever played. Those are big words to throw around, but unfortunately, Lock is only available to play by buying and downloading Dreams on PS4 or PS5. Ever heard of it? Dreams is this weird, niche, creative sandbox that gives you a floaty, furry friend as your brush and an open world of imagination for your canvas. Your paints are bumpy, sometimes translucent, but mostly have a surrealness to them. They allow you to invoke the namesake and create whatever you can dream up. Then you can attach logic, create complex systems, synthesize music, make breakfast. Now, when I'd first heard of Dreams as a creative, of course, I was interested. I too created 20 unfinished custom maps on Timesplitters 3. I too purchased RPG Maker XP and never touched it. I'm a sucker for starting creative endeavors and never finishing them. In the case of Dreams, I'd seen some mock-ups of amateur Spider-Man web swinging and also the dream with the most press, the Avatar: The Last Airbender fan game. Even though watching Avatar gets me about as excited as seeing new moms sharing baby pictures on Instagram, I wondered what the limit of potential would be with Dreams. For example, in Minecraft you can make a pretty darn complicated calculator. Or in Rust, you can trap XQC in a Pokemon box and shock him to death. These examples are complex, they provide a moment of intellectual intrigue or even a cheap laugh. But can Dreams really accomplish anything when most of what I've seen is bare bones? Well, the answer is actually yes. During my first stream with Dreams, a viewer joined my chat and helped show me around the Dreams interface. After playing through a few Dreams, they showed me this one game called Lock. At first, I didn't think much about it, but after 15 minutes or so, something clicked. The game starts you on a tiny island with a house on top. After exploring the house, you'll find many a locked door, a number of strange panels on the walls, and lots of colored frames, glitching art, items. I was told by a viewer in my chat that Lock took somewhere around 2 years of development by 800 Pixel Gorilla. And I only bring that up because you need to understand, regardless of how long this game took to develop, Lock isn't some slopped together puzzle game where you have to go through the pipes over and over until you find the right order of pipes to go through. Love this game, by the way. This was just a stupid puzzle. But where this dumb puzzle makes you feel like you're just clocking hours till you can go home, Lock hits you with puzzles that make you think, overthink, then give up, only to come back again with a completely different angle on the puzzle's solution. I know, comparing Super Mario Odyssey and Lock, different things, but Lock is also unassuming and intentional. It's like Breaking Bad. I like Breaking Bad for many reasons, but one that always stands out to me is how every single scene and storyline is intentional. At the moment, it doesn't seem that way, but often important plot points are foreshadowed seasons before they take place. You never think things will go down the way they eventually do, but they do. Lock is similar. There isn't a single piece of decor, a single shadow, staircase, or anything that isn't purposeful. However, much like foreshadowed plot points, you won't know what any of those things mean until later in the game when it hits you. Now, it's quite difficult to talk about Lock without showing off what's under the hood, so if you own Dreams, or maybe if you have a PS4 or PS5, now you're interested in Lock, now's the time to leave the video, ruin the video's watch time, that's okay. Go play this incredibly thoughtful game. I'm not going to spoil everything, but you have been warned. Let's go for big picture here. I've already made a couple big statements, let's make another one. Lock is the love child of Portal, Gone Home, and escape rooms, or more specifically for my purposes, the Exit the Game series of escape rooms in a box, which these are really good, by the way. You need to play these. It's like Portal because you can occasionally brute force the puzzles and you'll have to listen to a rogue AI commanding you over the speaker system. It's like Gone Home because every moment I spent walking through that old creaky house was horrifying because I had no idea if I was alone or being stalked. In Lock, I often wondered if I'd turn a corner only to see a figure in the hallway. The emptiness of trying to solve puzzles by yourself makes you a little paranoid. Luckily, I had a solid slate of detectives in my chat when we worked through this game, made it more manageable. But finally, Lock is like Exit, because like all good escape rooms, you're given perfect information, but it's up to you to put the broken clues and pieces together to see the final image of the puzzle completed. It's an emotional trial and error roller coaster. It's immeasurably exciting to finish that pesky, perplexing conundrum you've been stuck on for an hour, only to remember you have to return to the other puzzles that you've been putting on the back burner. Like many good puzzles, often the solution is right in front of you. You can't see it now because you're blinded by your last 10 failed attempts, but all you need is to get up and return to it with a fresh mind. At least this was the case with multiple puzzles that I was stuck on. Solving a puzzle means taking in context clues from the room around you, or sometimes outside of your room, and turning those clues into 4-letter words to be entered into wall panels. If you're right, it'll spit out a key or something similar. If you're wrong, you'll continue to bash your head against it until you get it right. It's a simple game at heart, but in design it's immensely complex. The first half of the game gives you plenty of hints to find the tiny little codes, but the second half of the game drops the hand holding entirely, forcing you to prove you've learned something, anything, from your time on the island. Of course, if you're like me, you'll say something like, "Why aren't there clues in the second half of the game? This is too hard, I'm a baby, womp womp." And you'll get so stuck that you'll have to resort to watching a playthrough to auto-solve the very cool, very unexpected section of the game that acts as a hint in itself to help you solve the remaining puzzles. I know I ultimately had to give in to get somewhere in this game, and I'm trying to be vague because it's really too cool to spoil, but I suspect it was so hard for me to find because I must have missed something somewhere. And that's really my biggest complaint with Locke. Despite it doing countless incredible things I never expected, like, watch my expression when we solved this puzzle. Gosh, look. What? With puzzle games, I'm a baby. That's fine, I admit that. And I need clues to keep me engaged when all else seems hopeless. But certainly, if solving an early puzzle feels like a hit of dopamine, then solving a puzzle in the second half of the game feels like uncovering the Declaration of Independence with Nicolas Cage by your side.
I'm taking the whole thing. I'll get it out in the elevator.
It's remarkable what this unassuming game inside of Dreams was able to accomplish. And after about a month now of thinking about it, I feel comfortable saying Locke is one of the better video games I've ever played. It's a shame because Locke isn't featured daily on the main page of Dreams as an eternal GOAT. It's a shame because Dreams is a niche game on a console series that not everyone owns. It's locked away behind 2 barriers to entry. By no means am I disparaging 800-pixel Gorilla or Dreams, by the way. My point is actually that in an alternate universe where Locke is developed on PC or consoles, more people can enjoy it and experience a game that, in my opinion, provides a compelling experience equal to that of The Witness or Portal. And by the way, it's totally amazing that something like Dreams even exists in the first place. People with no knowledge or very little understanding of coding complex systems can do so by using this interface that Media Molecule has created. And many of these games and films and music tracks, these things wouldn't exist otherwise. Writing this script actually started bringing up a lot of questions and topics on game development inside of games. We've seen it before though. DOTA, originally a Warcraft 3 mod, not only spawned an entire genre of games with the MOBA genre, but laid the groundwork for a championship series offering over $40 million in prize money. Rooster Teeth started with a silly YouTube series called Red vs. Blue, making videos in Halo. And with Ruby, they've created one of the most streamed anime series in Asia. So I guess I have 2 takeaways here. One, if you have a PS4 or PS5, maybe get Dreams and maybe try out Locke. I'm very excited to look into more games on Dreams. I've been told that there are great detective puzzle games and also 10-hour-long JRPGs, that's just impressive on a platform like Dreams. And second, if you're a solo dev or if you're developing on Dreams or really any game that supports user-made workshop-style content like this, keep working hard. Keep making cool stuff. All the cool ideas in your head won't go anywhere unless you go out and make them. That's what I've done with my YouTube channel. My goal has been to create a place where I can try to provide meaningful content that gets people thinking about the games they enjoy and hopefully laugh occasionally while they do it. So I hope that can be achieved with this channel, but I also spent about a year thinking about the channel and not doing anything with it. In that same way, if you have those ideas in your head, those creative ideas or business ideas or heck, even a fun date to try out with your significant other, instead of thinking about those ideas, put them out there, make them happen. Get them out of your brain and make them happen physically. Even if you fail, at least it was worth giving it a go. And that's all I have for this one. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you're familiar with Dreams and if there's other Dreams that I'm not aware of that you think are awesome. This game and this community were way cooler than I thought. Also, special thanks to the Tenia for showing up on my stream and bringing Locke to my attention. The Tenia does a weekly collection of coolest new releases in Dreams, so big ups for this one. Bye for now, kids.